Hello everyone, my name is Shambhavi and today we are going to discuss one more plot on the tips data that we were just doing previously. Today we are going to discuss about the cat plots. Okay, so cat plots are one type of plots that are basically involved in the Seaborn library. So these cat plots are under the Seaborn library and just we are going to see that basically how we make that cat plots, and inside that cat plots we have even some more plots, right? So we are just going to see all of that things today. Fine, so let's get started with the things. So let me give you a quick recap that basically what we were doing, right? So let me just zoom in a little bit more. Fine, now I hope that you can just see the things very clearly. Fine. Okay, so the first thing is import numpy as np. Okay, so these are the four libraries that we were using. So the first one is numpy. Moving forward with the pandas, Seaborn and matplotlib.pyplot. Okay, so these were the four libraries which we were just dealing with, and they were like we were seeing and retrieving some data, doing some exploratory data analysis using the library. So for now, I have used my Seaborn and matplotlib.pyplot, these two libraries, for doing all of the data analysis, all of the exploratory data analysis, making the plots using these libraries, Seaborn and matplotlib. Fine. So let me just quickly give you an overview that basically if I have written something like import numpy as np, so that means numpy is my library which I am importing in this particular notebook which is in Google Colab, and what I am just giving, I'm giving a short form to this library and that is np. Fine, so I have written just import numpy as np. So that means numpy is the library which I'm just using, and np is a short form which I'm just giving to this particular library. Moving towards the pandas, we have import pandas as pd. So this is also same. I'm just importing the pandas library into my this notebook, whatever I'm just using right now, and I have just given it a short form as pd. Okay, so I just give the short form because like each and every way I do not need to write pandas and pandas dot read, pandas dot retrieve and all that thing. So I just use a short form that is pd. I can just use this pd anywhere and just I can just write the program. Fine. So this is the shortcut for giving a name. Same for Seaborn. So for Seaborn I have just given as sns, and for that matplotlib.pyplot I have given plt. Let me quickly tell you the data which we are dealing with is a tips data that is already in a Seaborn library. So basically I have not downloaded that data in my device. So basically what we can just use for reading that data, and that is t is equal to sns dot load underscore dataset and the tip. So here I haven't used pd, that is pandas. Why? Because my sns module, the module which I am using here, that is Seaborn, and the short form that is SNS, so that is already having the data stored in it, that is tips, right? So I need not to use pandas for that. So I would just be using that library in which this data is stored, and that is Seaborn. So that is why I just use this SNS instead of PD for reading my data. Fine. And after that, these were the things which we have done. So I will just give a quick recap to all of you at the last of the video. Fine. So okay, now today what we are just going to do, we are just going to see the cat plot. Okay, I'm just going to tell you that basically what are these cat plots and how we make this cat plots. As I just told that under this cat plots, several other plots also come. So let me quickly give you all of the things, and before that what I'm just going to do, I'm just going to write something about cat plot this side. Okay, I'm sorry, just write as text, and I would make it as bold, and I would just write it in a little bit smaller handwriting. Fine. So let's start writing with me only. Okay, so I would just write this is a function. Okay, this is a function, not this function. Fine. This function provides access to several access level functions that show the relationship between a numerical and a categorical data. A categorical data, you can just take it as categorical variable. I have already told that what are the numerical and what are the categorical variables in my previous video. Okay, so now not now, I'm just going to tell you all of these things. If you just want to see that what is the numerical data and even what is the categorical data, so what you can just do, you can just go to my previous video and there you can just have a look about categorical and numerical one data. Okay, so this function provides access to several access level functions that show the relationship between a numerical and a categorical variable. Okay, I need to give the spaces. Okay, using one of the several visual representations. Okay, our EP, RESENTATIONS. Fine. Okay, what I have written here for my Catplot is that this function provides access to several access level functions that show the relationship between a numerical and a categorical variable using one of the several visual representations. Okay, now just let me tell you that basically what I just mean from here. Here in this Catplot, we have a parameter. That parameter is called kind. Now, this kind parameter basically what it does. So this kind parameter is kind of a parameter in which basically I can just pass that which kind of plot do I want. So as I just told that Catplot is one of the plots, under that Catplot we has like sub many plots, right? So if I just write that I want box plot, so I would just write kind is equal to box, and like that will just demonstrate me the box plot. Let's see all of these things while doing the examples. I would just write SNS plot, and here I would just write the plot which we are going to make today, and that is Catplot, right? SNS.cat, but I'll just put the brackets. I would just write data is equal to t. Okay, so above side also the data which we have taken, that data was t. Okay, so we have stored the data in the variable, and that the name of that variable is t. So I'm just writing here data as t. Now what I am just going to give here, firstly I'm going to give the kind, that what kind of plot do I want, fine. Let's say here I would just give you like demonstrate an example for the kind, and let's say here I just take the kind as bar. I would just not take bar because bar plot we have already discussed, so I would just like show you that afterwards. I would just discuss a new type of plot, and that is swarm plot. Fine. I have just given kind is equal to swarm. Okay. So this means that under this cat plot we have a type of kind, and the kind is swarm. So I just want the plot that is swarm. Fine. The kind for that plot is swarm plot. Fine. Now what else I would just write? I would just give the values for the x and y axis. So I would just write x is equal to and y. And let me just go above and let's see that what are the different rows and different columns which we are having, and I will just see here. Okay, so I have total bit, tip, genre, smoker, date, time, size, and tip fraction. Fine. So I would just take 2, 1. On X I would just take day, and on Y I would just take total bill. Okay, so these are the two columns which I am taking, one categorical and one numerical column. So on X I would just take as day, and you can just change these things also if you just wish. For now I'm just doing the same. And I would just write total underscore bill. Fine. So on X I have taken day, and on Y I have taken total bill. Now what next? What next I'm just going to do? Here, okay, I will just give that hue afterwards. For now I'm just writing this thing only, and I will just run the program. Fine. Okay, so here what did I got? I got the like plot between total bill and the day. So days are Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, right? So these are the days, and basically this is the total bill, amount of the total bill. Fine. Now this is a kind of a plot which we can say, oh, this is a swarm plot. So this is how a swarm plot is made. Now what does it refer to and what does it mean? We will discuss all of these things in detail in further videos, but for now I would just like to tell you that this plot is called a swarm plot. This is how we just make a swarm plot, right? I just wrote this thing here. Now I just want to like add one more parameter here, and that parameter is hue. Okay, so you all know that what is hue parameter, right? I have already described this thing in very detail in my scatter plot and REG plot videos. Okay, so if you haven't seen that, just go quickly and have a watch over that videos. There you just get to know that what is this basically hue parameter. Fine. So here I would just again write SNS dot, and my plot is Catplot, right? So I would just write Catplot. In bracket what I would just give, I would write data is equal to t. Then what I would just give, I would just give kind is equal to swarm. Okay, so basically why I just rewrite all of these things again and again, and why do not I copy? Because like I never copy, even this from my code also, I just never copy the things. Okay, so that is why I just like write the things on my own. And this thing I would just prefer you also. You should also not copy the above code whatever you have written. You should just write that on your own, so that you can just learn the syntax. You cannot sit on a day, let's say this Sunday, you can just sit on that day and you just like start learning. Okay, Catplot, then the data is t, kind, then x, we have x column, we have y, then we have hue parameter. No, the things will not work like this. Fine. So you need to just practice and practice more. And while writing again and again and again, you will just get a whole idea. You will just learn everything in a very easier way, and you will never forget that thing. So that is why I just write each and everything again and again. Fine. So this is like, I'm not going to give like do my benefit. Fine. While writing this. Okay. So data is equal to t, kind is equal to sum, x is equal to d. On x we have given the column that is day. I had written y is equal to total bill. So total underscore bill, and now what I was telling you about, I was telling you about the hue parameter, right? So I would just write hue is equal to, and here I would just lay, let's say I just write in smoker. Smoker is the hue which I just wanna give. Fine, and I will just run the program. Okay, now you can just see the difference between both of the plots. So in this plot, what I was having 4 colors, blue, orange, green, and red. But here what I am having only 2 colors that are blue and orange. And it basically shows me that on this particular day, these were the bills, and these were the like smoker was yes and smoker was no. Wherever we just see the blue colors, that means the smoker is yes, and wherever we see the orange color, that means smoker is no. Fine. So this is the idea about making the swarm plot using this Catplot, and basically like giving the kind as swarm, and basically using the hue parameter also inside this thing. Okay, so this was about one. Now what next plot which I'm going to tell you is the Violin plot. Fine. So Violin plot is one of the more like plots which you basically use for plotting like seeing the data analysis. Fine. So I will just write that thing also. SNS dot, here I would just write Catplot. SNS.catplot. In the brackets, what I'm going to write, I'm going to write data is equal to t. Fine, data is equal to t. Then I will just put a comma. Then I would just write kind. Now, inside this kind, what I am going to do is that I'm going to write the violin. Okay, so that is VOILIN. Okay, so this is the kind of violin. Now, what I'm just going to do, I'm just going to plot a violin plot. Fine. Next, what I have, I need to give the x and y values, and I'm going to give the same values which I have taken above. Fine. So I will not confuse you while taking different values. No, I will not do that thing. I will just plot all the cat plots in a very like same like columns. Fine. Total bill. And what else I have? Okay, fine. So I will be just taking the 2 more functions afterwards. Fine. Okay. Okay, so it is saying that plot kind value is not recognized. Okay, so have I just made any mistake or something like that? So kind is equal to 1. Okay, let me just do one thing here. What I would do, I would just take the hue also. Okay, hue is equal to smoker, SMOKER, and what next I have like split. Split is one of the parameters which you basically write in this violin plot. So I would just run that thing. Okay, so it is like saying me that plot kind violin is not recognized. Okay, I had made some mistake. I just get the thing. So VOILIN spelling is absolutely fine. And what's the issue? X is equal to D, Y is equal to total bill, hue is equal to smoke, split is equal to true, and the data is T, right? Data is also T. That is SNS.catplot. Okay, let's see that. What's the basically issue here? Okay, sorry, the spelling is wrong. Sorry. I'm so sorry for that. VIOLIN. Okay, VIOLIN. I just was not able to see that thing that I'm written as wrong spelling. Fine. So now here the program has run, and yeah, now you can, I would just like remove these 2 for now. So that I can just tell you the difference. Okay. So I will just tell you the difference, that what's the difference while writing these things, and let me just erase these things. Fine, let me now run that. Okay. So now here you can just see that you have just got these 4 here, right? And these 4 are of different colors. Now what is we are just plotting here? We are just plotting about the total bill and the day. We're just plotting the violin plot. So this is a kind of a violin. Okay, so this is a kind of violin. So that is why it is called as violin plot. So here we just did that thing. I just plotted the things. Now there are some more parameters which I can just add in this. So let's quickly do that thing, right? I would just now do the things here itself. Okay. So here we would just firstly write split, okay, SPLIT, split is equal to true. And now I just run the program. Okay, so this is basically like a splitting of my violin plot. Split is equal to true. And what next I have the hue, okay. Hue I will just give as same which you are taking. Hue is equal to smoke. Now let me quickly run that thing. Okay, fine. So now here you can just see that my all of the violins are just converted into two colors, that are blue and that are orange. Okay. So the blue one demonstrates the yes, and for orange we have no, smoker yes and smoker no. Fine. So this is about the violin plot. So this is how a violin plot looks, and basically what are the things which are just here. We will not go into that things right now. Right now, what's my basic motive that I should tell you all of the plots which basically the Seaborn library contains. After that, we will just see each and every plot in a very detail that what does this plot mean and like basically what are the things in this plot. Okay, so if you just want to get an idea of the box plot, so for box plot I have already made the video on in the statistics playlist. So the video for that is already in the statistics playlist, so you can just go and have a look there. Okay, so this was about the violin and the okay, so violin and what was the first one? Swarmplot. Okay, violin and Swarmplot. So these were the two plots which just consist under the Catplot. Now, other than this, we have just bar plot, we have a strip plot, we have box plot, and we even have a point plot. Right? So these are the four plots that are left under this Catplot category. So I would be covering all these four plots in my next video. Right? So this is all for this video. Till then, thank you and bye bye.